Hello, I'm Recoded Zaphod, and welcome to episode 20 on the CentriCraft server. 20's almost a landmark. Well, if you work in base 10, it's a big number. So yeah, it's quite exciting. I've been doing a few of these now. So my plan for this episode is to sort out what's going on the top floor of this building, because I think it's only going to have one more sort of floor on it. Otherwise, it will end up being really high and sort of eclipsing the rest of the stuff here. So I'm going to have sort of, one more floor up here. I think at least one of the things that needs to be up here is a potion brewing system. Because currently I have literally one brewing stand and a chest of some stuff to brew. And that's a bit dull and a bit simplistic. So I think I want to add in some sort of redstone-y components so I can just press the right button and have the ingredients sort of go in and brew away. I think that'll be at least better than what I've currently got. I don't think I want a full sort of system where it's stockpiling all the different types of potions, because I don't use that many. And unless I wanted to make a potion shop where I was selling them, and even then some potions just don't get used very much. So yeah, I think I just want a way to brew the potions more quickly. So yeah, like just pressing buttons so it automates it and I can come back and have it done. I've jumped over to my creative world to test out my design, and I think I'm going to go for this. So I'm going to have two brewing stands here, but they can't actually brew the same potions. So on one side I've got a whole load of potions, and this includes all the ones which can have the corrupted effect added to them, which is the spider eye. Of course, both sides need nether wart because you need to make awkward potions before you can make any of the others, and they both need glowstone and redstone to add the extended time or extended potency effects onto them. And then down these little corners, I've added in the gunpowder and dragon's breath, so I can make splash potions and lingering potions. So the idea here is I filled up with the items, then they have a label at the top saying what type of potion it makes, so I don't have to remember exactly which one's which, whether puffer is poison or harming or water breathing, which is the one it actually is. See, for a moment there I couldn't remember. Because yeah, poison you get from a spider's eye, I think, and then you can corrupt that for harming, or you can corrupt the healing potion for harming. But it's quite a mess of what ingredients lead to what, so I'll just add signs, and then I can put in the nether wart, so that'll click, that'll fire this dropper here, which doesn't have anything in right now. Do I have the nether wart? Here we go. So if I just fill that with nether wart, okay, so if I take these out, then this chest back here will refill it with water bottles. So I'll have a water bottle storage at the back here, and that'll feed into them. It'll be manually removing them, because otherwise you've got to work out when you're done, and you don't know if you're done when you finished making it, or whether you're going to add time onto it, or turn it into a splash potion. So yeah, that's the idea, is you get to remove it when you know you want when the potion's ready. So I've got water bottle in here, so I can press this, it fires it across, and it starts brewing that. But then I can start adding the ingredients. So say I want the regen, this will fire, and this will that might be empty actually. There we go. So do that, and then that'll fire. And although this is still in here, they'll start stacking up here, and then they'll start sort of queuing in this one. So if you press them all before the first one goes, you'll have the nether wart in there and the others sort of sitting ready to click in. And then I can add potency or time. I can never remember which way around these two are. I think that the glowstone's potency, so it'll have a stronger regen effect, but I think that actually decreases the time in a lot of instances. So yeah, I think a lot of the time I'm going to be going for the extended time one, which I think will be the redstone. So that'll fire across and add it in here as well. And then when it's all done, you just take them out and it refills with water bottles, ready to go again. This isn't necessarily like the quickest, particularly if I want to make loads and loads, but it's a nice easy way to remember what makes what, because you have nice signs and it all just goes in, so you can queue up a thing. You can even actually queue up a second thing ready, just so you can pop back, take the bottles out and have it go. Although I'm trying to remember how it pushes into there, so if you had part of your queue in there, it might disrupt the order. And sometimes, particularly with these, if you put in the glowstone before... no, it's over this side. Where if you put in the glowstone before the fermented spiderite to corrupt it, or it might be for redstone, sometimes you can't actually convert it after it's powered up, even though you can corrupt it first, then power it up. So, yeah, it's worth being vigilant with the order these go in around here. But I think this is sort of the best you can do without getting a huge system which you just click on the exact potion you want and it distributes the whole thing. And yeah, I think that would be a bit of a mess. So I'm trying to keep it reasonably simple and nice and easy to use. So this is what I'm going to be putting on top of the kelp farm building. Right, so yeah, I've laid out where I want this to go. Unfortunately, this actually has an odd number in the middle. So I think what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to do 3 brewing stands, and then I've got one in the middle in case I want to do something manually while one of the others is going, just to give me that option. It does mean I'm going to have to work out what I'm doing about the bottles feeding in. Oh, also, do I want these one higher? I'll have to check that. But I suppose I could have separate chests of bottles for each side. Yeah, that'd make more sense, I guess. Then I could have a single chest feeding into the middle one, just so I've got spares going in there. Yeah, right. So now it's droppers, and I want these facing upwards. Just put these on all of these spots. I've got the gap there, because otherwise you end up with the button press activating 2 of them at a time. So all of these in, and then I'm going to need the hoppers above them. Oh, I'm not sure if I've actually crafted enough hoppers yet. No, I've only got 10. Okay, so I'm going to craft some more hoppers, put them in above it, and then I can start putting all the items into the right places. And I now have all of these symbols on except one, which is the potion of leaping, because that needs to be a rabbit's foot. And I don't think I've got any of those. So I'm going to have to go out and hunt down some rabbits, probably out to the desert. I think that's probably the easiest way to find lots of rabbits to try and get a rabbit's foot off of. Of course, I'm going to need a whole load to actually go in the system as well as on the label. And I need to put up signs saying what each of these turns into as a potion. Yeah, and I've got all of this side is the corruptible ones, which is why the leaping needs to be over here, because that can be corrupted to slowness. So yeah, I'm going to head off to the desert and try and hunt down some rabbits. Alright, I've found some rabbits to chase. It's just become morning again, so I'm not... Okay, rabbits are fast. It's really hard to aim. Nope, missed. It's like trying to hit bats. Oh, I thought I had that one. Of course, I want to be using my sword because... Oh... Come on, hit. Ah. Because I've got looting on my sword, so yeah, if I just get looting. Come on. And no rabbit's foot. Yeah, I think rabbit foot is definitely the most difficult potion ingredient to get. It's also worth remembering that baby rabbits don't drop anything. Oh, didn't mean to do that. So yeah, there's no point chasing baby rabbits. You have to go for the adult ones. And okay, I'm getting slightly better at this. Still not getting any rabbit's foots, even though I've got looting 3 on my sword. Oh, okay. I've just realised I went to eat some golden carrots, and these rabbits came right up to me. So clearly, this is a better way of doing this. Just go near them holding carrots, and they'll come to you. Okay, well that's going to simplify this quite a lot. I do need to find some more rabbits now, though. I could try and set up a rabbit breeding thing around here. If I try and trap them. Oh, I can't remember how high rabbits can jump, actually. They're going to be able to jump out of this? No, they're not. Okay. Well, I think I might head back to my farm, grab some actual carrots, and start breeding up some rabbits, and then I should have a supply of rabbits and rabbit feet for potions. Okay, so I bred up some of them, but I'm now just going to go around the rest of the desert trying to take as many chances at getting a rabbit's foot as possible. Ooh, got a rabbit's head. That's cool. Of course, there's different colours of rabbit, aren't there? So I'll have to get all the different coloured heads at some point. I think they might all be the pale colour in the desert, though. I think I might have to go to other biomes to get different rabbit heads. Ooh, I just got my first rabbit's foot. As you can see, I've taken out quite a few rabbits now. And is this nighttime or is it trying to rain? Oh, I have a feeling it doesn't rain in the desert, so it could be that it's meant to be rainy weather, but because it's a desert, it hasn't done that. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep on with this until the monsters come out, and I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so I've now got 5 rabbit feet, which will certainly do for now. I'm not intending on needing loads and loads of leaping potions, and of course each one can actually brew 3 potions because the brewing stand has 3 slots in it. So that'll certainly do for now, and I've got these rabbits which I'm breeding up, so hopefully I'll have quite a lot of rabbits eventually here, and then I can just take a few off and try and get some more feet when I need them. So I'm going to take these back and try and finish off my brewing setup. Right, so I've put the rabbit's feet into this dropper now. So I've got the 4 in there and then the 1 on the label. And I've also labelled up all of these with what potion they turn into, and given details of what they do, and then what their variants do if you add the glowstone or redstone. So if I take regen, for example, it shows you how many hearts he'll end up regenning and how long it'll take to regen all of that. So with the ones over this side, I've also had to put on the corrupted effect. So yeah, that's a lot of information on some of these, but most of the time all I need to see is what's on the top one, and then I can check if I'm not sure whether I want to add the potency effect or the increased time effect. Right, so now I think I'm actually done with all of this. Some of the ingredients could probably do with topping up a bit, like the glowstone. I don't have much. I put a little bit on each side, but I think on the whole, I can leave this now and brew up any potions that I happen to want. I think the next steps are going to be building some storage for the potions I produce, and possibly extra ingredients like the netherwort, although I did fill the droppers entirely with those, but you'll use one for every time you make a potion, unless it's a potion of weakness. So yeah, I think I need to put in some storage. Could possibly put it round here at the back, because I'm sort of thinking of this as a front. So then that's the other thing that I also need to be doing now is building this up into a sort of house shape. I think I actually want this front bit completely open so I can use it for launching off. And I think I'm going to keep in the whole sort of lots of glass theme. Maybe make a sort of archway out of glass here. And then, yeah, if I keep lots of glass in the sides. And then, of course, I've got this opening here sideways. So it's going to be very sort of open and light, hopefully. Although I've got this little bit just here, which I could use as a sort of bedroom. Because at the moment, my bedroom is just a bed in my mining hut. So I could probably do with making it as a separate building. So I could, yeah, take this out, put it up there. And then I might move some storage up there as well, because you can see it's sort of all overflowing from my original chests around the outside. I think this one's actually empty now. But yeah, this one's full of nether wart. So I could perhaps put that in here. I could put some storage over to one side of the actual nether wart farm. Or I could just take that through to the nether, ready to be turned into red nether bricks, which is mostly what it's going to be used for. Oh, I forgot I had this back here. I think they're empty. Yeah, so I think what I might do is I might move the bed up to that building and make that into sort of my living space. So probably put a fair bit of storage up there as well. And then this can be storage for stuff I got mining, I guess. Which might be good as well, because you don't always want the portal to be right by where you're always working, because you get all the sound and then you're accidentally walking through it. And although then again, I might I might decide that I actually want the portal in the building. I'm not quite sure, but I think I'm fairly certain I want to move this up there and get to decorating this with some glass. And I'm going to need some more jungle wood, and I'm going to keep with the birch as well, probably, to keep the decorations going. And this is the shape I've decided I'm going to go for on the front here. So I've put in glass blocks. Should be able to just fly straight through there. And I think I'm going to have to keep this fairly open in the middle so I can fly in without worrying about landing on anything. Yeah, I think I quite like this shape, and I think having the single layer of glass around the edge works all right there. So yeah, I think that's that. Now I need to put a sort of roof on it. I think what I'm going to do is have this sort of shape sort of sticking out to where this is, and then have little windows in the side, possibly leaning in, or possibly having their own sort of shape. Or they might be more sort of geared sideways, so I end up with a sort of slanted roof this way, so it matches up with that one. Although I think I want to bring the roof in this way diagonally, to sort of oppose this. Otherwise it looks like they're sort of two of the same. Yeah, I think it'll look better if it sort of all goes more or less to a point in the middle here, and it has all the bits sort of having their own bit of roof tilted in. I think I'm going to have to use birch for it as well, because that's a colour scheme I've got going on already, so I think it will look best if I stick to that. So I'm going to get some of that done, and I'll see you in a moment. Right, so I've done a bit more work in here. So I've built up separate windows on this side and this side. I think this is probably only going to come to about here, and then on this side I think I'm actually going to have one large window with a point right in the middle, which will be somewhere about should be about here, because this should be centered. And then there's this over this side, which not only doesn't line up with that, I've also built this one across from the center of this, because I've made this one across, no, half across, because I've made this a odd center when this is an even center walking out here. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take down this side, because I built it all one over, because I saw this and was like, right, yep, so that's 1 and then 3 glass things, and then I looked at this side and I was like, right, so it's 3 glass things and then 1. So yeah, I obviously didn't think that window through entirely. So yeah, I'm going to have to move some of this across. But a more pressing issue is I don't think I've got any more birch wood. So I might have to go and chop down some more birch trees, get some of that. Because if all of our roof's going to be made out of birch, it's all going to look a bit odd if I don't have enough birch for it. Come on. Wow, failing to take off here. Trying to get a good view, and now of course there's all the snow and rain in the way. Okay, so you should be able to see roughly what I'm going for here. The sort of shapes, and then all the roofs should sort of join in the middle. And I'm hoping that I'll leave enough space in this big arch to be able to fly in, ow, and hopefully not hit anything in the way. So yeah, I'll have this as an entrance and potentially this as an entrance as well. Right, so I've been doing a bit more work on it, and I've got this side up like this at the moment. I'm not 100% sure about it. There's partially the issue of seeing all the way through, and I can see the rest of the roof isn't done in there. I think also, I know what I needed. You can see on the other side I've put a sort of lining of jungle planks, and I think I need that across the top here. And then I'm not sure if I've got enough detail around sort of that height, because I've got that, but then it sort of just goes straight into all this glass, and I might need to put some more birch fences in or something like that. I think I'm quite happy with the shape of the front. I guess I'm calling this the front, down this way. And then on this side, yeah, I'm happy with the shapes going on there. But it's this side over here which I'm not quite sure about. I think does it curve off too much? I don't want it to be super high. I might have to try, well, firstly putting in the jungle planks to keep it in fitting with the style. But yeah, I'm also not sure if I want to have it go more sharply to a point. I was trying to sort of distinguish the shape of this one from the sort of very flat roof on my center one. So yeah, I'll do that, and I'll be back in a moment. Right, so I've finished the roof now, and it looks like this, which I think I'm quite happy with. It's got quite an interesting shape, but I think it looks okay. I mean, there's little awkward bits like this where it sort of changes the angle it's going up at, but I think I've got it in the best way it could, because otherwise it sort of just comes to an abrupt stop, and I think that would have looked even weirder. Then this side you've got all of these sort of bits sticking out, which I think works quite well. Like that. I'm not sure if I should... maybe I should put a window into that one just there, just to match the rest, because at the moment it's sort of... yeah, it stands out as not matching. And then if I turn around and look from this side, I've got this huge window on this side, which I think is okay. I'm not sure if I want some more detail on this side, just because it's such a large area of one block, all that glass, and then this along here is all one block as well. So let me know in the comments if you think I need some more detail over here, if you have any ideas for details to go on the outside over here, because I suppose I could like split it into 2 windows, but I think that might look a bit weird, and yeah, I don't know. So yeah, let me know if you have any ideas, and yeah, I'm quite happy with how this has turned out. I've got a lot of work to do on the inside, because it doesn't quite match in places, so I'm going to have to change some bits. You can see here I've tried sort of putting in a pillar here because the roof drops down to that point. So to make it sort of match up, I made it look like this is a sort of separate part of the house, but I want it to be quite a sort of open floor plan. Honestly, I think this is a bit big, so I might have to adjust it so it comes down a bit thinner. Might have to use some steps or something. It's a shame we don't have vertical slabs. That might have worked a lot better. I suppose I could try and use some trapdoors stood up on their ends to make this work. But yeah, I've got a lot of interior to do at some point, but I think I'm going to leave that for another episode. So yeah, this is going to be all for me for this episode. As always, I'd love to hear any feedback you might have in the comments down below. I've been Recoded Zaphod, and thanks for watching.